Now, back in the day, there was this game many of us played called Pokemon Unite. I'm sure you've heard of it, especially if you've clicked on this video. But let me give you a recap. Pokemon Unite is another run-of-the-mill MOBA, where you have your silly little character and you fight other people, typically in a 5 versus 5 format. Your main objective, though, is to capture a point, like 2013 LeBron, and dunk the points in the basket. Difference between this game and other MOBAs like League of Legends, it had Pokemon, everyone's favorite critters for about the last century or so. Now that you're somewhat caught up to speed, what actually happened to the game? So about 4 years ago, on July 1st of 2021, Nintendo released a new hot game called Pokemon Unite in 73 different countries. For about a month, the game was hot, on fire almost. Much like Sabrina Carpenter when she does her Juno positions every show. But Pokemon aren't that kind of hot, right? You're not one of those freaks, right? For about a year, until August 2022, the game couldn't stop growing, where it reached a huge 80 million downloads across 2 platforms, the Switch and the phone. You know, the phone. But somehow, 80 million. Over 2 platforms. With everything going this well, what would have made the game crash and burn? With the first anniversary of Pokemon Unite rapidly approaching in September of 2022, the game had a couple of problems. On the map, there were different bosses, which each team would try and defeat to win the game. The main boss at the time was Rayquaza, extremely overpowered. Well, how so? Rayquaza would spawn around the 2-minute marker, leaving there to be minimal time for a team to be able to recover after the effects of his demolition to take place. But these effects were so bad that everyone on your team would gain 50 points and an unbreakable shield until you were about defeated, which would then make you when scoring on the other team. This would mean that everything would get so much worse, because at the 2-minute marker, points were scored on either team were doubled, meaning instead of being able to only carry 50 points at a time, you were effectively carrying about 100 points that would be scored instantly, with no chance to stop it. Now, for a comparison, I'm a pretty good Pokemon Unite player, I'd say so myself, but my max points ever scored in a game with a team of 5, 1,000, maybe 1,000. So imagine just 5 people being able to hold 100 points at the end of the game with no one else being able to do anything. In Pokemon Unite, this was different than other MOBAs. In other MOBAs, you would just gain experience and it would be done so differently. And the community at first didn't know what to think about it, but mostly hated it. Because not only would it level up your characters like how other MOBAs, League of Legends, does their stuff, but it would make you effectively just win the game instantly. Now, no matter how much we want to point it on to Rayquaza, this wasn't the only reason Pokemon was hitting a watery ass grave. We fast forward a couple of years to about present day Pokemon Unite, where we have more than double the amount of Pokemon than we did back in 2022, but the same issue still stands, where people have kind of overcome the issue because it's been about 4 years with nothing changing, but it kind of just highlights the issue of how the developers are killing Pokemon Unite. This current problem, the universal game version. What does a universal game version mean? Well, for one, it means that in different regions of the world, put up different regions of the world, No, not the green screen. Not the green screen. Regions. Thank you. So different regions of the world would either have a completely different version of the game or would just be completely inaccessible in that region of the world. For example, in China, there are many features such as about a central hub and new competitive modes that have not been released anywhere else in the world, especially in America. But that's not just the problem. The problem is mostly that Pokemon developers are being greedy bastards, and truly have been for the last 4 years, but who's counting? Who's counting? Very similarly to such, Pokemon introduced gacha mechanics into the game, allowing for players to buy boxes, much like CSGO, Brawl Stars, and many other corporations before them, but this time in the form of popsicles. Now, due to many laws in other countries, such as Finland, Sweden, many corporations moved away from gacha, much like Brawl Stars moved away from their super boxes, to Pokemon doing the exact opposite of every other country because for some reason they want to introduce gambling to children. Gambling to children. Almost something that every country in the world has been trying to stop for the past 20 years, maybe? But this effectively killed the ability for many people to play the game in different countries. Now I'm curious what your guys' opinion is on what is actually killing this game, because I'm sure I didn't bring up stuff, and you might be more smart on such a topic. So if I missed anything, leave a comment down below. Or if you don't want to talk to me because of my ugly ass appearance, I get that. I get that. Please. Also, this is a new form of video I'm trying out, so if y'all genuinely like the video and want to see me do more stuff like this, leave a like, leave a comment, and maybe subscribe. Turn on that notification bell. That's all I'm saying. It would let me know you liked the video. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. But that is all for today. Now we'll see y'all in the next video. Bye bye.